Hi, my name is Livy Skeen. I'm an educational studies major and I am on the business track. Because I'm on the business track, I wanted to focus on someone that both embodies business and education and what it means to be a leader. So I chose my manager, Chantel, at Starbucks. She is really incredible, and I'll dive into more about her throughout this PowerPoint. And so we just had our interview today on the 27th, and I gained a lot of insight from that. So obviously, Chantel has a lot of responsibilities as a manager at our store. There's more than what is listed, but these are just some of the big ones. So she is responsible for staffing our store adequately, creating the schedule, writing people up, ensuring that the standards are being followed. She is also the go to person if anything goes wrong, helping us problem solve and troubleshoot. She meets with her supervisors to make sure that they're getting things done within the store. She also has to meet with other managers as well as her manager. She has conversations with partners. She's very available for us, and she's overall the person that just keeps our store floating and from falling apart. So there are several different things about her leadership style I wanted to touch on. This article said some things that she embodies pretty well and what it takes to be a good leader. So I wanted to touch on some of the things that she had done. She is definitely willing to leave her comfort zone, which is important for a leader to be able to do. She recently had to fire someone, and it was a really uncomfortable conversation she had to have, but she was more than happy to do it to ultimately better her team, and the results from that have been incredible, and the store is a lot healthier for it. She is very knowledgeable on all things Starbucks, on policies and procedures and what to do in different scenarios, which is really important, just having someone who knows what to do in the moment, and it's just not a big deal because she already has the knowledge. And lastly, she has really good interpersonal communication skills and just really good relational skills in general. So she's very present for us and has a lot of empathy, which is really important in a leader. Data is very important. Starbucks emphasizes data a lot, so there are several different metrics through which Starbucks likes to analyze them. So every Monday, we get a report, and Chantel and I will analyze them, and we will look at our customer connections and store ops and our drive times and all of those metrics and see what it means. So we'll look back at the last week and we can kind of figure things out where it's like, oh, we tried doing this on this day and our score wasn't so good. So maybe we can learn from that. So we'll go over that data to learn together and then ultimately make changes within our team and our approaches. And we'll tell the other supervisors as well to make sure that those are getting done. So she's able to coach us and educate us through the trends and data that she is seeing, and we're able to make changes as a store. And we're also able to celebrate the victories on the weeks where we are doing well, which is exciting. There are several different ways that she is able to provide learning experiences. So there are some that Starbucks requires us to do, like partner development conversations, the weekly updates. She'll also have meetings and she'll leave messages for us. If someone really messes up and they need to learn a lesson, they can get written up, all of those things. And there are also more informal moments. I find these to be even more helpful. So a lot of times it's coaching in the moment, like, hey, whipped cream doesn't actually go on that, or you're going to do 4 pumps instead of five, or whatever it may be. And she also just sets an example for us, which is highly informative as well, because if you see your manager do something, you can pretty much assume that you can do it as well. And she also will share her observations, and all of these informal learning experiences and teaching moments are also just as helpful as the more formal ones. So there are different means of evaluating and assessing us. So several times a year, we have to have partner development conversations where we make goals and we evaluate ourselves for different areas of growth, what we want to work on. And those are some really valuable times where you can connect with your manager, talk about possibly promoting and what is next. And another important thing that she pointed out was making observations. So look at your baristas and where they do really well and where they tend to be struggling, and kind of make a note of that, and then circle back a few weeks later and see, are they still making those same issues? What is going on? If not, what has gotten better? And you can kind of tell a lot based off the areas where baristas will tend to bottleneck this store. when it comes to being optimistic, Chantel laughed at this question and doesn't necessarily think that it's all that important. While there is a place for pessimism, that's in certain circumstances, that place is Starbucks is the ongoing joke, at least at our store along those lines. So, with that, yes, optimism is good in theory. However, being really hyper realistic about what's going to happen and just being very honest is very important as well. So, there's a balance, but ultimately, we both kind of laughed at this question because yes, positive thinking is good, but realistic thinking is a lot better than that. Ultimately, she advocates for us a lot, which is very incredible that she does that. So she is able to advocate for her baristas. She does this by encouraging us, mentoring us, standing up for us when the customers start yelling at us or whatever it may be. She cares a lot for us, which is really encouraging. So, lastly, my big takeaway from my time with Chantel was that it's ultimately her heart for others that propels her desire to educate. If she didn't care about this team or care about her partners, she probably wouldn't point out all the little things that need to be improved upon or need to be done better. She would just kind of check out and let things slide. But it's her investment in us and in the store that allows her to become a better educator because she does spend much of her day having conversations about what needs to be improved, trying to teach others, talking to the shifts about different things that need to be done, trying to troubleshoot problems. So much of her day as a manager is managing through educating and trying to train and equip us. And it ultimately comes because she cares about the store and she cares about her team, which is really incredible. So thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. I'm definitely excited to talk about Chantel and all the incredible things that she has done as a manager and a leader and an educator. Thank you.